Hi everybody, Matt and Danielle back with you. Well, this is a bit busier than what we used to. We are at the For the Love of Horror convention, would you call it, in Manchester. We're going to see, well, certainly two people later on for some pictures, but I have no idea what's going to appear in this video, so just let's wait and see. It's pretty mad. Front row.
Very few icons who get plastered all over promotional material for a movie until it's a sequel. This man defied that. From 1977's The Hills Have Eyes, written and directed by the late great Wes Craven, please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Michael Berryman.
I think we're missing two people. Thank you for showing up. It's good to see you. Glad you're all above ground. That's our favorite place to be. My goodness, I see a bunch of smiling faces. So, remember folks.
Come and have a seat, sir. Let's have a chat.
Oh my goodness, I think we're in trouble. Not optional. I went downstairs and had my favorite British breakfast with the beans and the bangers. I only have one complaint. It's the same complaint every time I come here. When are you going to learn how to cook crispy bacon? Well, I'm being treated very well, so it's a blessing and an honor to be back. Thank you very much. And
how does an actor find the humanity in a character like Pluto? Because there is something. I mean, I don't want to say that any of the cannibal characters in the movie are sympathetic, but there is an element of sympathy to his character. Was that in the script, or was that something that you brought to the role?
A little bit of both. Okay, Pluto was sharp. He could find solutions to situations. He was clever. I would have to go with the latter. I would say I kind of brought that into myself because we wanted a little bit of levity. There were moments like when, when I'm attacking Brenda in the trailer, you know, and Mars does that whole, wait till you're a man, Pee-wee, and he goes nuts and has to destroy the trailer, things of that nature. So we needed the character that was a little less threatening all the time. And keeping it light to that certain point is kind of like how I'm an easygoing guy, but I took some aspects of my own nature, which is I can be your best friend, but if I see inappropriate behavior beyond a certain line, you know what, I want to be your worst enemy. So I took that aspect of knowing myself, my own true nature, and applied that to Pluto. When he was vicious and killing, he was merciless and unflinching. But the rest of the time, even when he gets, my leg gets chewed up by the dog, and I see the bunny rabbit, and I think it's a dog, and it's not, he has a good belly laugh. So that was part of me bringing my own emotional sensitivities to the character, and then creating the character as being somebody who, in real life, I'm a dog lover, I wouldn't really eat the dog. Oh, and just as an aside, when you saw the carcass of the German Shepherd, I refused to cut open the dog. Now, when I went to do Deadly Blessings, my girlfriend at the time was from San Antonio, and if any of you know anything about Texas, Texas women are pretty no BS, okay? And she was stunning, very athletic. And we were supposed to get married, but after I brought her up to the set of Deadly Blessings, she gave me an ultimatum. She said, I don't like you being around working condition with all of these hussies. What are you talking about? It's this I don't like them. I said, well, you don't have to like them, and I'm not hitting on them. I don't know what your problem is. And she got, well, what happened was we were in a tent, and not Sharon Stone, but one of the other actresses came up to me and said, I can't open my water bottle. Could you open it for me, please? Oh, is this your girlfriend? She's so pretty. And I feel the claws digging into my thigh, and I'm going, in my head, I'm kind of flipping through the guy manual on how we're supposed to respond, ladies, in certain situations. And I couldn't find that page. So here's what I did. I said, well, I forget her name. I'll say her name is Nancy. I said, well, Nancy, you have to hold it like this and twist it like that real fast, like you're snapping the neck of a chicken. And she goes, oh. And she went off and to bother somebody else. I thought I was doing really well. I thought I got points for that. But when we wrapped, my girlfriend said, it's me, Texas, or off you go. I said, I'll die in Texas. I can't sweat. I'll get heat stroke and cack, and besides, I'm faithful. I'm not going to, no, get a different job. And now I'm here. And I'm damn grateful.
You originally played the Skull Cowboy in the incredible Brandon Lee adaptation of the James O'Hara comic. With your scenes being cut, we've only ever seen your footage on DVDs and Blu-rays and things like that. Could you tell us a little bit about working on that set, meeting Brandon Lee, and your reaction to having those scenes taken out?
Thank you for that question. I really appreciate it. Number one, there's a book by Kitchen Sink Press Publishing House, and it's called The Making of the Crow. There's this whole chapter on the Skull Cowboy. It's called On the Cutting Room Floor. I landed in North Carolina, went to Wilmington, met Brandon Lee, and Brandon Lee and I became very close friends immediately because we understood the importance of the Skull Cowboy being not following the rules of the Crow and remaining. Not being with his beloved, okay? If you know the story, you know what I'm talking about. Brandon Lee told me, he said, Michael, you're not supposed, I don't want you to stay in your trailer that they have for you. I want you in your free time to either hang out on the set with me or stay in my motorhome. I said, okay, cool. So we're in a motorhome the first night we're having a conversation. And my father, being a world famous neurologist, actually read a medical report about Bruce Lee. And what happened, they said it was a death touch, or maybe it was aspirin or whatever. Anyway, we cut right to the quick right away. And, okay, if you know anything about James O'Barr, then you know about the loss and the tragedy and how he wrote that story in the first place. There's something about the Skull Cowboy and Brandon Lee were not vengeful spirits at all. They were taking care of the cosmic balance of fairness, I would have to say. We looked so much forward to the 3 times when my son would not have been great. We actually shot that footage. It's in it. You can find those clips somewhere. They're pretty rare. Every single one of you in this room, every one of you has the ability and the important elements of your life. You have a story. Write your own story, even if it's just to share with your family. Get to know who you are. Don't let them define you. God bless you.
Are we? Who came to the screening last night of Terrifier with Jenna and Catherine? Who played the drinking game? Who's feeling it today? Yeah, I'm not messing around. Let's get them on. Guys, please give it up for Jenna Kanell and Catherine Corcoran. Hi guys. We're gonna have questions from the crowd. David has got a roving microphone. Please throw your hands up right away. We're gonna just bounce back and forth between us and you. I've got some housekeeping to take care of. And I'm nursing a little bit of a hangover today.
I can't imagine why.
No, I don't. Who did that? Who did do that to me?
Whoever it is should be.
We've got a lot of Terrifier friends, right?
I would love if afterwards if we can take a photo.
Yeah,
you guys are amazing.
so incredible.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. How does the crowd response to Terrifier take you guys? How do you feel when you're at the table and people are coming up and we talked about it last night, like not trauma dumping, but they'll talk to you about how they feel about it?
It's kind of wild. I don't think we ever imagined, thank you. I don't think we ever imagined it really resonating with you all the way that it has. It's been a very different experience, I think, for Jenna and I than it has for everybody else because it wasn't Terrifier yet. You guys made it Terrifier. Everybody else who's come in since has known what they were walking into. We never did. So this has just been unbelievable and so humbling every single time.
I've had a couple of you have come up and said that it's your comfort movie, which first of all, I hope you're okay. But it makes me happy that we can keep you company when you need it. That's what film is for. That's what art is for. Not art, cinema.
Yeah, I say this a lot. I'm I think the purpose of storytelling is that it's the closest we can be to connect with other humans without actually suffering ourselves, And so we love that we can connect with you all.
Yeah, there's a catharsis, and I think probably a lot of us feel this way, right? There's a catharsis in watching horror movies, and there's a therapeutic something to watching horror movies, and I think that's why a lot of us are here. Everyone, I think everyone learned a lot.
I think that's always the funniest thing for me, so that's shocking is when people are oh my god, I really wanted to be in Terrifier 3, Terrifier 2, I auditioned and we were we just got on, because they needed us at the time more than we needed them, which is so wild to think about, and I think Damien learned a lot working with us and our needs and, and from our experience in other sets, and we've learned a lot working with him and working with new directors, and have had opportunities to now, work with first-time directors and indie directors, and they look to us, which is such an honor,
You look beautiful.
Oh my god.
And you got the Spanx on, that's an important part. The dress is a lot shorter than every time I put it on, I never remember it being as short as it is, so you're prepared.
The question is
First of all, Jenna, do you recognise me from 4 years ago?
Hi again.
Art the Crown Appreciation Time. We interviewed. Remember little Dolly the dog?
Yes!
Yes!
It's been so long.
Indeed. I said I'll meet you one day and I'll see you later on.
Thank you.
We all know obviously Terrifier 3 is going mad at the moment, but I still prefer Terrifier.
Thank you.
Listen.
We're biased.
Listen.
Thank you so much.
Things get bigger, but the crown remains heavy. That's all I have to say about that.
Based on the formula of the final girl, there's a very specific formula, and I've read that you need to be feminine and kind and soft, but not too feminine, but you need to be masculine, but not too masculine, and that's how you survive a horror film. So I would say that you were the perfect formula. What would you say about that? Were you disappointed that you weren't the final girl?
That's a great question. I think there are two parts to it. To the second part, I'm obviously It means a lot that I've gotten a lot of condolences on my death today. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry, or you're welcome, I don't know. But I think two of the major reasons that the film is so memorable is her iconic death and the fact that I don't live. And I feel like the fact that there is that twist to this classic trope is a big part of what makes it so, puts you in a chokehold. So I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think it's super memorable and unique. And then your question about gender is really interesting, and gender performance, because it's something that I have an ongoing sort of relationship with in my real life, where, it's all made up, gender's not real. And you're right, there is kind of this expectation of you have to be in a perfect place, and I think that's a ridiculous expectation to place on people in movies or people in real life. And I'd like to think I have a balance of both in real life. I think a lot of people do. And I think that's a beautiful thing, and we should expand our ideas of what gender and gender performance even are.
I think also, if I may add, yes, please. She was.
I had no, when horror actors or people you like pop up in other films and you don't know them in the movie, I had that moment with you in Renfield. And it was like, no way. And then obviously you were in the scenes with Nicholas Hoult and the support group. Was that a long shoot? How were you on Renfield?
Yeah, I worked on, Renfield, I worked on it on and off for 3 months in New Orleans, and it was a ton of fun. I mean, you guys, Nicolas Cage is a fucking icon. He's amazing. And I remember, I sat down at the table read and they put me next to him and we talked about our cats. And I could have died in that moment, and then I ended up dying anyway, spoiler alert. But yeah, he's an amazing actor. He and Nicholas Hoult, they're both really kind, they're both really passionate, they both care a lot about what they do, and they're both very generous performers to work with. It was one of my favorite sets I've ever been on. And if you watch it and you don't see my death, it's because it's in the deleted scenes. I did a crazy stunt, definitely recommend checking it out.
Has everyone seen Renfield? Yeah. It absolutely crushed me that it didn't do as well as it should have, because it's a horror comedy with Nicolas Cage as Dracula.
And it moves. The action in it moves so good.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many weird factors to why things don't necessarily do well at the box office. Sometimes it's timing, sometimes it's just whatever. But I think it's a great film. I'm very proud of it. Highly recommend checking it out.
Hello. We've got our photographer ready to go.
Yes, thank you. You have to
give it up for Aaron, everybody.
Thank you all for being here so much.
Thank you guys so much. Truly, this is so fun.
This is so fun. From Terrifier!
Okay, what's going on with my mouth then? So we've been here for 7 hours now. So I hope I don't know what's going to be on this video as I'm recording this. But obviously we've got some interviews, we've got some pictures. That's probably that's good fun. Okay, very busy. I've no idea if you can even hear me. Alright, from Danny and me, see you soon, bye for now.